Hello, I'm going to show you how the Axoloti editor works by creating a virtual analog synthesizer. Note that Axoloti is not another software synthesizer, but I'm showing you the editor for standalone hardware. I started with a new patch document. A double click brings up the object selector window. I navigate to Oscillators, and for this example I select a saw wave oscillator. This oscillator has a pitch modulation input on the left, a dial to adjust the frequency, and an audio output on the right. Next, I create the stereo audio output object and connect that to the output of the oscillator. For clarity, I also add an oscilloscope object to display the waveform. Pressing the live button generates the source code, compiles it, uploads it to the board, and starts running it. So you don't need to worry about it. While live, objects cannot be added or removed, and also the wiring is fixed. To turn this into a synthesizer, it is essential that the pitch of the oscillator is controlled by the MIDI keyboard, and the sound is only playing when the key is pressed. To read the MIDI keyboard, I create a MIDI in keyboard object. The note output goes to the pitch input of the oscillator. To gate the output of the oscillator, I use a VCA object. VCA stands for Voltage Controlled Amplifier. The VCA is controlled by the gate output of the keyboard object and goes in between the oscillator output and the audio output object. This is a functional synthesizer already, but it's a bit rude. Envelopes serve to produce a curve controlled by a pulse. A common type of envelope is an ADSR envelope. ADSR stands for attack, decay, sustain, and release. So I wire up an ADSR object between the gate output of the keyboard object and the VCA object rather than a direct connection. I also add a graph to show its action. To add character to the sound, I add a low pass filter between the VCA and the audio output. Another ADSR envelope can be used to modulate the filter frequency. A multiplier object is used to scale the amount of envelope action. This is still a monophonic synthesizer. To make it polyphonic, we need subpatching. I start by setting the subpatch mode to polyphonic and save the patch. Now I create a new patch and save it in the same directory. In a new document, I create a new object with the file name of the first batch, prefixed by /. This object represents a complete batch, and the drop-down menu allows to select the number of voices. Now let's add a chorus effect. I go into the subpatch and replace the audio output object with an outlet object. And save the patch. You can see that the object corresponding with the subpatch just got an audio output. So I add a chorus object and an audio output object. I'm just scratching the surface of what is possible with Axoloti. Subscribe to this channel for more tutorials and demos. Thanks for watching.